Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Balance and Sanity with your girl Monica. If you like what you're hearing, please like, share, and subscribe. Now to the show. Hi guys, it's Monica. I am here with a longtime friend of mine. His name is Alvin. How long have I known you? Since like high school, right? Yeah, it's been a whole bunch of years. Oh my God. When you put double digits on a friendship, it's a long time. And today we're in a different location, so the sound might be a little different than you're accustomed to, but I apologize early in advance. Today we're going to have a conversation to learn about him, hear possibly about our friendship. I've opened the table up to him to share as much or hold back as much as he wants. So as customary, I've known Alvin for years. He's somebody that I've gone to for advice. We've had various dating conversations, and I thought, why not bring him on the show? Because he has some good point of views that's very different than mine. And that would be great for conversation. Yeah, so Alvin, anything else you want to tell us about yourself?
Mama, I made
it. So silly. He blew up. He's here. He started from the bottom.
I'm on a podcast, Mom. Mom, I hope you're proud. No, but thank you for having me.
Glad that you were able to do this. Finally, we've been trying to do this for a while.
Hey, podcast world. Thanks for listening to my little story.
So as usual, I tell you a little bit about my week. Today we are filming on a Wednesday, so you probably won't hear this until Thursday or Friday. And it feels like a Saturday, even before the rain. So I can barely remember what happened, but everything is a blur. So my days have been layered into each other. And Monday was supposed to be a work day, Tuesday, Wednesday, today, and everything just got pushed back. And I constantly am playing catch up, especially with sleep. Health is health. It is what it is at this point in the game. Yeah, that's all about me. Anything happening great for your week or day or anything that you want to talk about?
Today's hump day. Today's almost Friday. That's always a good thing.
Right?
I've been having a productive week. You can't complain.
That's amazing.
It's always a great week when you don't have Monday work.
Oh, you absolutely right. You know, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So, is there anything else you want to know about you?
I think it'll come out in the conversation. I mean, nothing else that pressing.
So today I told Alvin that I wanted him to come on, like I said, because he has differing views from me, and just to talk about dating, as we always do. This time it's not about me, and it's going to be about him, unless he makes it about me, which I hope he doesn't. We're going to talk about dating from a male perspective. So this is going to be more of me introducing him and conversation, or more like interviewing him, I should say, and then conversation. So Alvin.
Well, I think we have to make the caveat that as a male Christian, because I am a Christian. I do love the Lord. So I think that might inform or make my perspective vary a little bit, but
okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I am the Christian voice. I'm just saying from my Christian perspective.
Yes. So you're bringing your Christian rose-colored glasses to the conversation, pretty much is what you're saying.
My maleness and my Christianness blended together.
Blended. That's amazing. Okay, so that's good to know. Thank you. So, Alvin, in this era of dating where we have social media, Facebook, every app known to man, Tinder, I don't know, Bumble, and all these different things. How has dating been for you?
Dating has been an interesting period in my life. I have never really done the online thing. I guess I kind of had a profile once when my friend kind of made it for me. But that really wasn't my thing. I don't knock it because I understand the perspective that you might be caught up in your work life, school life, whatever, and you basically see the same people every day.
Right.
So you might need to venture out into the app-based dating to like open up your pool of potential people that you can meet.
Mm-hmm.
But that just wasn't not my thing. I think it's too much to fish through, too much to get down to reality. Like I said, I'm not knocking it, but just my personal view on it. That's why I haven't really got into that. But I tend to normally, how would I say, I guess date people organically. Like it grows from like a friendship.
Okay.
And I think that's the most important thing for me is a friendship.
Okay.
Well, not the most important, but one of the most important things is having a good friendship. And that's how it normally starts. I don't normally like meet a stranger and like, hey, let me pay for your Starbucks. And then like going for the kill, like, can I take you to dinner tonight? Like that's never been my reality either.
You don't have a line? Like, what's your jersey?
No line. No one hit a quit, none of that. Like my drink is
very basic.
It's very basic. I'm super duper basic.
Okay, that's cool. So you said that a lot of your relationships have stemmed out of friends. So we're definitely going to dive into this a little bit more. So when you say, like, take me for example, I've known you for so long. After me and you, or after the period of me and you getting to know each other and taking it to that next level of becoming more than just friends, do you ever just be friends with that person again?
Yeah.
Yeah, so y'all are still friends.
So, I think there's a way about going about things that we could both mutually agree that while we were good friends and we thought it could be more, when we tried to make it more, we realized it wasn't going to work out. And that doesn't mean you have to hate each other. You might not be besties and like calling each other every day because that just might be a little bit awkward. But I think it's possible to not be enemies. Like I don't have to block your number if we stop, if we mutually agree that this isn't gonna work. I don't think we have to like block each other on Instagram and Facebook because I hate you. No. I think it's possible to still be friends. That's once again my perspective. I don't know if it's popular to. I know it's not popular because
people don't do that.
People don't do that, but I think it's still possible to be friends with someone that you've
broken up with. So how long? What does that waiting period look like? So you guys were friends for X amount of years, then you dated for X amount of years. So what is that period before you can say, all right, if you text me, I'm not gonna feel away. If you call me or talk to my parents, I'm not gonna feel away.
I don't know if there's a specific like scientific answer. Like you divide how long you've been in a relationship by 3, add 2 weeks onto it, and that's the amount of time. I don't think there's really I think it's all based off of being just emotionally mature and recognizing like, okay, maybe it might not be good for me to talk to you right now because I might say something petty. But but like you could reach a place emotionally where it's like you realize, okay, us being together is probably not for the best, and because of that, we could just be friends. Unless obviously there's something like infidelity or something where it's like, okay, yeah, we just don't need to speak. But I think if there's a mutual agreement that we just can't make it, then we could be friends. I don't know when, but possible.
That's understandable. So then my next question, and this is all just to introduce you to the listeners before we get into the...
Oh, it's an introduction?
Yeah, the meat and potatoes, because I'm going to drop some scenarios on you and see what you as a man will do for these different scenarios. So so you said back to your friendship. So how does it, when you say organic transition from friendship into relationship, what does that actually look like? Because for some people, a natural transition would be, I started all of a sudden seeing this person in a different light, or this person made a move to me, or the way the girl flipped her hair this one day just like took me and I was mesmerized. So what does that organic transition look like for you?
Well, the reason why I say organic is because I personally don't go into any situation automatically thinking like, oh, this girl's like wifey material. Because like there's so many things to learn about a person, and there's so many levels to it that just going in blind off of not knowing a person from day one if you personally, this is my personal opinion, if you go in with the perspective like, oh, all I'm viewing this person is from a perspective of being wifey,
okay,
it gets tricky because now you're kind of blind to everything else. Or it can be the other way too. Like if we're both mutually interested in each other like that from day one, I'm gonna be putting my best foot forward from the. So you might not see me get hangry, or you might not see me get annoyed that you took long to come outside when I've been waiting for you. Like you might not see that because I'm like masking it.
They call that the honeymoon phase.
Yeah, the honeymoon phase. And I ain't trying to get I'm not trying to have no wool pull over my eyes with the honeymoon phase. Like, yo.
Okay.
So I think I go into situations where I'm honestly not looking for a relationship. So it's not like, yo, I'm trying to see if you're the wifey, but we could become friends. I mean, and that doesn't mean we have to speak every day. We don't have to see each other every day. Sometimes that does happen just because of the connection you might build with someone. But I think there's certain things you learn about people in that friendship stage that if you was like treating it like, yo, what's going on me and you, they might not divulge those things. And I think sometimes those things are valuable in me or them making an educated decision like, okay, this is what I know about this person. And this is what they've told me. And this is what I think about their character based on these things that they didn't have to tell me, but now I know. So that when I say organically, I mean you go into a pure friendship mindset and allow time and the way your relationship builds to dictate otherwise. Because beauty and looks and body and all that type of stuff is nice, but I can't base a relationship off that stuff. So it has to be more substance and character and comedy and all that stuff that has to click on different levels than just like, oh, she look alright.
She bad.
She bad, right? And she might really be bad. She might be bad for you.
Okay. So what do you look for in a female when you're dating?
First and foremost, well, like I said, I do love the Lord. So a woman having her own spiritual connection with Jesus is important to me because I've been a Christian for a while, and just because, not to say that being a Christian for X amount of years makes you an X amount of level, but I wouldn't want someone to feel like they have to fake the funk or catch up, quote unquote, to me. So someone who's sound spiritually on their own and not like playing church because it might look good to me or my family.
Gotcha.
Someone who's genuinely interested in going to church because they want to hear a word and not because they want me to see them going to church type of thing.
Okay.
That's probably one of the most important things top on the list. And then family values, like if you don't bang with your family, it's probably going to be a wrap because that's very important to me. Like my family's important to me, so naturally your family's going to be important to me too. So how you interact with your family is definitely important.
Okay.
Top two.
So you have more?
No, there's more.
Give us about one more.
Family values, you have the spiritual beliefs, and also like, what do you want out of life? Like, are you trying to make a difference, or are you just trying to get the bag and like be stush, or are you trying to make an impact on the world? Like that's important to me too. Like,
so your top threes?
Top three.
In those orders, or just top three?
No, well, the relationship with God is definitely number one. Family number two. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So then, my question. So you said that she has to be seeking the Lord for herself. Does that mean that so as me and you know, there are different types of Christians, because you have the Christians that believe in God, do nothing. You have the Christians that, and when I say do nothing, it's more so on the fact of they don't necessarily put forth the effort, but they take the efforts of other people. So they may tell somebody to pray for me, or they may get tied to a church, but they necessarily don't read the Bible, don't go to church, don't do it actively. So you have that level of Christianity. And I say level because people have to grow. and some people will have to be brought out of that stage. Then you have that Christian that will go holidays because that's a level. Then you have the other Christians that are seeking, interested, may make a move every now and then to quench their thirst, but may not necessarily devote themselves to a church. And then you have on the opposite extreme of all that, the holier than thou, the all saints.
Yes.
Like, I do no wrong.
Straight to the floor.
Right, skirt to the floor, hair pulled back in one, you have earrings, it's a wrap, like no tattoos. The reason why I say all of that, because a lot of people don't realize that there's different levels to Christianity and just think Christianity is one set of people and we all should act and look the same. So when you say that you're looking for somebody that's seeking the Lord, is it somebody that's actively attending their own church, actively attending Bible study? Is it somebody that just like listens to YouTube because that's all they like, or they're at bedside Baptist, or?
Well, I mean, I'm not here to try to judge anybody's walk or where anyone is. But basically what I meant by that, I mean, I don't want someone who starts doing anything different. I mean, there's definitely a level of growing together that's cool. Like, yes, like, I think ultimately your partner should definitely encourage you and push you to grow. But I don't want someone to like just start because of me. Because at the end of the day, it's bigger than me. Like, they're like, God should be their number one. And if God is their fake number one because of me, then like if we stop talking and they fall off, like that's not what I want to see. So I'm not really, like I said, it's not really to judge where anyone is or what they think is wrong or what their Christian meter tells them or how it guides them differently. But basically, I wouldn't want someone to feel like they have to do certain things because they're talking to me or because they're dealing with me. Like, you need to have your own convictions. And if we grow together because of Bible study or praying or whatever together, sorry, that's one thing. But doing it just because Alvin, because you're talking to Alvin, is like, no, it's whack.
Yeah, so whack. Okay, so that's great. So, is there anything else you want to add? Share before we?
No, I mean,
okay, good. So
is it still an intro?
I feel like we're building up into the conversation now. So back and forth. Unless there's something you want to tell us, something. Okay. Are you talking? So before we continue, and trust me, like I said, you can be as open and as closed as you want to be. This is all up to you. Are you at the moment dating, talking to someone, having interest into somebody?
I am currently dating someone else.
Okay, great. Because then that also gives us, myself, and the people that are listening, although I already knew this, but the people listening, an idea of where you're coming from when you answer questions. Because, you know, single versus dating versus marriage. All three different
I'm not married.
He's not married. He's single, never married, but dating in a relationship currently, something, whatever you kids are calling it these days.
Precisely.
So my first question to you is... First question. Oh, sorry. This is a conversation now. When you talk about dating, do you ever see people come for you because of who you are as Alvin?
I'm not sure I understand. What do you mean?
So, some people, when...
Not me, have interest in me?
Because of something that you're already doing.
I mean, I've experienced where some people probably liked how I would look to their family type of thing. Like, you know, whereas like Auntie May might really like a Christian guy. And I haven't really been dating Christian guys. Let me give this a try. Yeah, I'm not saying that that's the only reason they like me, but did influence how they felt about me is like how I looked on paper, type of thing. I mean, I don't have much paper. I don't have any paper. Well, I wish I had some paper. But how I look on paper might impress some people. Not to say that I'm impressive, but...
He lies, he is.
I mean, I don't have kids, and which might be a big thing for some people. Or I don't have crazy debt. Amen. But certain things like that, yeah.
Okay.
So I think certain people have not necessarily been attracted to what I'm good at, but maybe how I look.
Okay. Great. So a tougher question. Are you so you're out on a date, right? Bill comes on the table.
Yeah.
Are you let me see if she reaches for her wallet, or are you just like to the back pocket pulling out the money?
No, I mean that's whack. Yeah, I mean I feel like if we're on a date, I'm paying.
Even if she asks you?
Yeah.
They do that these days.
That's weird. But I mean I feel like if you're just meeting someone or like in that like getting to know someone stage.
Right.
But I think it's a little bit different when you guys are together.
Oh no, we're not. We're still talking about like dating.
Oh no, I'm paying.
You're paying. Yeah. So even if it's me, I say, yo, Alvin, I've been checking you out. We should go for coffee.
This is all imaginary.
Yeah, it's not true. It never happened. Okay. This is my peeps. I go to him for my own advice. But I say, yo, Alvin, can we grab a cup of coffee one day or something like that? Or can we go out to dinner? You will still pay?
I don't think I've ever been asked out like that, but I mean, I think I would still pay.
Wow. And suppose she says, I got this.
Well, that's why I said it depends. Like, is it the first date or is it the 100th date?
First.
No, first date, no way. I'm not.
And then suppose she goes back and forth with you, like, why can't I pay for this? I asked you out.
I'm not fighting you for that.
Just to be clear.
I'm not fighting you to pay.
Right.
But I would make it very clear that I'm not expecting anyone to pay for anything for me.
Okay. All right. Okay, so then, second question.
And I'm also, maybe not a positive thing, but I'm very stubborn. So if I have my mind made up about something, there's chances are you're not going to change my mind.
I feel like that's a no. It's not happening.
No,
you're not changing your mind.
Yeah.
Would you ever let somebody propose to you? A woman?
What?
They do that now.
So, like, she would get on her knee?
Yeah.
And I would try?
Yeah.
Oh. No, that's weird. No.
That's a thing now. You didn't know that?
That's a whack thing.
Yeah, like there was a whole big media presence around it because apparently women are saying that because of the whole feminism movement and women saying, men are taking too long to propose, they're gonna do it. I'm totally against it because females, our emotions, we see you, we're in love. We can picture our rest of our lives with you forever. And a man, it takes a little bit longer because he knows whether or not he wants to be with you from jump.
Yeah, I wouldn't be okay with that.
You wouldn't be okay?
Nor would I recommend any woman that I love that's close to me, like a sister or cousin or anything like that, to do that. If you feel like doing it out there on podcast world, I mean, that's on you, but I would not.
I would not recommend it. Okay. So what was the other one? There was something else that I had seen that I thought was really, really weird. Dang, I forgot it. But so another question. But you said you know all your friends already. Do you Google your friends?
What do you mean Google my friends?
Like, look them up on Facebook to see what their life is like. So you meet somebody interesting, right? Like, you're out, all of us out doing whatever, and then you meet this random person. And then you start seeing this person more and more. Y'all start getting cool. Do you Google them?
No.
No?
I mean, also, I feel like, maybe this is kind of unique, but I feel like I have so much friends that I'm not really, I don't know if I'm really in the market for new friends.
I need you to not add any more friends to your list.
I don't even know if I'm really actively adding more people.
Okay.
So,
yeah, you need
people I've known, like, sometimes 15, 17 years of known people.
Yeah.
10 years. I mean, like, and so, no, I don't think I'm not saying I don't meet new people, but are those new people I'm meeting, like, immediately in my friend circle? No.
Okay.
I can meet somebody and recognize that they're cool,
but they
don't necessarily have to be, like, BFF.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. I'm trying to think of what else somebody else would want to ask. I feel like I've asked you so many questions that for me it's just
I was going to say, you said that I've had very different opinions than you. I was going to ask you what.
So
my first question is,
go ahead, knock yourself out.
What do you think of some of those opinions that
I feel like
different?
I don't know. I feel like there was one time that I had came to you for an advice from one of the guys that I wanted to talk to. Do you remember this? It happened when we were having the retreat up in, what is it? It was like Pennsylvania, I think. Mm-hmm. And I was like helping out with the media stuff, and we was like in a large room, and I was telling you about this guy that I had like, and he was like, well, you should just ask him if he has a girlfriend. And I was like, why would I do that? That's gonna spoil the suspense. Like, I'm gonna find out later on in life, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. He had a girlfriend, by the way. A whole year later, I found that out.
I was trying to save a year off your life. Just,
right.
You didn't listen to me.
I didn't. I'm trying to think of something else. I don't think it's differing in a negative way, though. Okay. I think it's just differing in the sense that I don't necessarily think along the same lines. Okay. And it might just be because I am a female. Because you see, like, how even when you said if you're out on a date with a woman and she says it's the first date or whatever, even if she asks, you're going to pay. But for what? I asked you out. Let me do the honors.
I think there's enough room for paying in the whole world. Like, if we spend enough time together, we're going to go out enough that you're going to have ample times to pay.
Gotcha.
I mean, I went out the other day and legit forgot my wallet.
That's weird.
I mean, I didn't do it on purpose.
Right. Yeah, I know you. I was the type of friend that we went out to dinner. Remember when we went out for somebody's birthday at Alvin and Friends? And we all like, yeah, pass the bill around. Him and my other friend, which is also a guy, was just like, we had it covered already. Mind you, it's like a table of 7 people. And we're all looking flabbergasted like, where's the bill?
I don't like the splitting the bill, and I don't like especially if we're breaking the bread together as friends, which are like borderline family.
Yeah,
I'm not with I only had biscuits and water. I should only pay $7.50. I don't think I should put in for the gratuity because like they took mad long with the biscuits and my water didn't have ice. Like. I just don't like. I mean, I feel like God has blessed us enough. I don't need to argue about money. Like,
amen.
There's always more. The money is meant to be spent wisely, of course. Right. But then God always has a way of blessing us. So,
gotcha.
I'm not arguing with nobody about money.
Okay, that's cool. Oh, you know what I just thought about? What do you think about BaeKations? BaeKations, BaeKations.
BaeKations.
Yeah. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I know what that is. I'm not under.
Oh no! I'm just asking.
Well, what do you mean by vacation? You mean just?
So BaeKation is literally like you meet shorty, male or female, because this is how I talk in regular life, and you say, "I want to go on this vacation," and you pick the shorty and y'all go on vacation. Y'all don't necessarily need to know each other.
Oh, no, we don't need to know each other.
They don't
like stranger.
Yeah,
like, you can take me there and kill me, and then my parents are looking for their one son. No, that sounds crazy. I thought you meant vacation as in like 2 people are together.
No.
Oh no.
There's actually a group on that I'm a part of, and it's called BaeKation on Facebook. And so what it is like you're in this group, and you say to the entire group, "Hey, I'm going to Antigua, for instance." Then you would say, anybody else wants to join me? And then you would come off, and then we would chat separately, and then we would plan a vacation together. No?
I'm the type of person, like, if I'm going to Jamaica, you find out about it when I came back. Right? Maybe I don't trust people too much, but I'm not really one for planning, like, putting mad plans of where I'm going to be out of the country.
Right.
Nah, you ain't gonna throw me in a ditch in South Africa. I'm good.
All right. Okay. All right. Because I don't know. I thought for me it was just weird too because I couldn't see myself. And the reason why I couldn't see myself doing this because I like to go in the neck of the woods. Like I like to be with the country people. Mm-hmm. So it's easier for me to get snatched up than the average Joe because most people go on vacation and want to stay within the 4 walls of the resort. I'm a little big
to be getting snatched up. You have to be a strong person to snatch you.
I can't stand it.
You have to. For the pickup.
I can't stand it.
Throw me in the back of the pickup.
I can't stand it.
Maybe like 3 guys.
Shut up. Shut up. Anyway.
You have to have some people that lift things up and
Oh,
put things
my
down
God.
to snatch me.
You're a fool. But yeah, so like for me, I always do the things that they tell tourists never to do.
Mm-hmm.
So like I leave the four walls. I'll go with this person I just met today. We're in a car. We're going somewhere. That's how I travel. So yeah. So that's why I was wondering. So I just want to know what is it like dating as a male? Because I know how hard it is for me as a female, especially one that looks like she's 18 every other Thursday.
No comment.
So like how long were you single before you started dating this friend of yours, this person?
Well, to answer your question, I think especially when you get to like the 30-somethings, right? It introduces a different level of complication. Not necessarily complication, but there's a different level of things that you have to deal with. Because now you have to imagine if someone is 30-something and you're looking for someone 30-something, and they're also single now, chances are they've been in a long-term relationship, they're establishing a career, they might have a child, they are pretty set in their way, they might have their own house, they might have everything set in their life, and that might be, a lot of people sacrifice a relationship to get 2 advanced degrees, get promotions at work, do a bunch of stuff. So like their whole life might be set, and then like they're now looking for a piece, this missing piece, where they're looking for like this relationship to solidify and tie everything up. But then you're also like trying to fit into a full life. Right. So I think it adds a different level of interest when you get to that 30-something level, because everyone that you're potentially dating has been through stuff, is coming to the table with their own baggage, for lack of a better term. And you just have to find ways to, if it can't work, just move on, because you don't want to spend mad time trying to like force yourself into a space that you can't fit in, just for everything else looks good sake. Like, oh, the career is good, the money is good, the house is good, but they don't have time for you. Like, yeah, I can see that. So I think that's probably one of the most interesting things that I think I would say to people who are mature and younger. Lock it in early. Not just to lock it in sake, but I think finding someone that you could build with early. I mean, I'm happy where I'm at now, but I'm just saying it might have been cool when I was 20-something to find someone who we both didn't have nothing, and we built it together, as opposed to she has her basic empire, I'm doing my own thing, and then now we have to like some way find a way to collide these two worlds, which is possible, but I think having the memories of like, remember when we had zero money? And like, not to get too churchy, but like, remember what God did when we were like 23 and starting out, and how God sent this person to give us a down payment on our first apartment, whatever the case is. Like, there's a certain beauty in building together. And see, okay, finish. And I know it's usually like, study a book and get educated and get. But at the end of the day, you could have an education and popping career and money and all that type of stuff, and what you really want the most is the family, right? And I mean, if you sacrifice that early in your years, it's not a guarantee that you're always going to make that time back up later. So if I had to say something to someone younger, I'd probably say, hey, have fun, but also like think about who you want to be with. Early. Okay. And so I disagree with that. Okay. And the reason I disagree with that is because I feel like when you lock it in early, that causes you to cheat when you get older. So for me, it's like a multitude of things. It's like you would either cheat when you get older because now this person no longer has what you want, or you see something that looks fresh and new, so you want to go after it because your youth was cut short.
and you get to be wild out in the street, your priorities changes. So like when you were dating, these were your priorities. Now that you're older, you have kids, you're married, whatever, your priorities have changed. So you start to drift apart. You don't know yourself well enough yet to even date or love somebody else. Because when we were younger, I remember everybody telling me, oh, don't worry about it. When you get married, you're going to be complete. I should be complete already. And you don't know about that completion as a person until you're in your 30s. And then the final reason is because I met this lady. I was on the train with this guy. And she says to us, she was like, you guys look so cute together. And we started talking about kids, and she said, you know, I waited till I was 40 to have my first child. And it's a blessing because I have the patience. My mental is different. I know that how my body and her body has to align. So when I rest on my heart, I know what that means. And I'm just like, God, I had to quit a kid at 30. Get out my face. Why are you crying so much? Mom, I can't get her to shut up. I can't get him to shut up.
Yeah, but I mean, there's also another perspective to that. There's another side to that. Like if you have a kid at 40, your first child, God bless her. I mean, that's amazing. And having a child at any point is amazing. But personally, I don't necessarily want to be 65 and my kid be like 5. Like,
okay.
You know, I'm like you don't want to be. Is that your grandma or your parents? Is that your grandfather or is that your dad or is that? I mean, having youth and being able to run up and down and do stuff. Not to say that you can't do it at 65, but you definitely can't do the same thing that you would do
back then
when you were younger. And also, when you talk about like having fun, I mean, I don't think being married or being in a relationship has to be black.
So I mean, like sowing oats more so than just having fun.
Well, I mean, I might argue that is more detrimental than beneficial. Because you might go out there in the world and get a taste of everything. And when you want to settle down, nothing is going to satisfy all the taste that you've had. Like, if you've had 1,000 women in some way, shape, or form, and you're trying to, this one kissed really well, and this one did that really well, and this one did. Now you're looking for an all-star joint. Like, you're looking for MVP in the league. And MVP of the league is already taken.
Right.
Or there's no real MVP that's a good shooter, steal, block. Like they're probably not going to be 100% in every category. So now you're looking for an all-star that has something from everything that you've experienced.
Right.
And you just set yourself up and you give yourself like this great expectation, which leads to disappointment.
So then why is it that most people that have been in relationships for so long, because like when I think about things like that, I'm thinking about like, granted it's celebrities, and I've known some personally, but I'm just going to use celebrities because we can always put their business out there because it's out there anyway. When you think about T.I. and Tiny, they've been together since God knows what. DJ Envy and his wife. You talk about Waka Flocka and his wife. You talk about Wendy Williams and her husband. You talk about, the list can go on and on and on. And all these relationships started young. Most of them, I shouldn't say all. Majority of them, I believe, when they had nothing, grew into what they are now. And every single time the man stepped out at some point.
And I'm not saying men don't cheat, women don't cheat. I mean, men lie, women lie, numbers don't, right? But I think it's also different. And like I said, not to say Christian people don't cheat. Right. It happens in Christian marriages also. But I think there's a different level of foundation when it's a Christian couple.
Christian couple, okay.
So I can't really speak for like a non-Christian mindset, but I'm thinking that if whoever I marry, we're going to be both on the same page, whereas Christ is our foundation.
Right.
And Christ is our number one, and our spouse is our number two. So the way I treat my spouse is a reflection of my relationship with that.
Okay.
So I think that kind of, if you always keep that before you, not to say temptation won't come or the devil won't try to throw something at you, but if you're always keeping that before you, like, the way I love my spouse is a reflection of my relationship with God. And I'm loving my spouse as Christ loved the church. So I'm loving her unconditionally and sacrificially and with everything I have, and she's loving me back the same way.
Right.
I'm not saying it's not possible to cheat. I think it just makes it a little bit harder if you're constantly keeping that before you. Not to say frustration don't creep in or your schedules don't clog up and you don't get to spend enough time and you might get frustrated or whatever the case is. But I do think that if you're keeping that before you, it does help keep things in perspective and keep you on track.
So communication, I guess, is like one of the biggest things that you're saying.
Oh, communication is a must. Yeah,
has to be,
because you can't. I forgot who said it, but you can't expect what you don't express. So, like,
wow.
Okay, Lord. You can't expect what you don't express. So, without communicating, like, you can't expect me to do something that you've never told me is an expectation.
Mm. What's your form of communication? Like, are you not form? Form is a terrible word.
Mode?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anything beats face-to-face communication because there's no, like, gray area. There's no, like, question mark area.
What ifs?
Like, you see my facial expression.
Okay.
You hear my tone of voice.
Okay.
Like, you see my body language.
Mm-hmm.
So, text is very, you so stupid, LOL. Did I just say, you so stupid?
Yeah.
LOL to lighten it up, or am I saying you so stupid?
Right.
LOL, like there's a lot of gray area. What's she meant by stupid? Is that the aggressive stupid or funny stupid? If we're face to face, I mean, talking on the phone is FaceTime is like kind of the equivalent of face to face, but talking on the phone is definitely a runner up. But I think text is the worst.
I think email is the worst form of communication.
I don't even consider email.
There's people that break up in emails.
I don't really email like that.
Oh.
Shout out to my job. I don't like emails.
Okay. What's your love language? Do you know?
My love language, acts of service and quality time.
Huh. I didn't peg you as an act of service.
Yeah, I'm an active service guy. And quality time.
Quality time I could see.
Quality time is a must.
I could definitely see that. We talk to you. Do you have any questions for me as a female that you've known for so many years?
No, I think I didn't really think about any questions.
So nothing came, but even in conversation, like did anything come up that you were just like, I wonder why females do that?
I know the reason why y'all do most of the things.
Why?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I was about to be like,
say a lot of them are crazy, but I'm just joking.
Because we crazy. Kind of, sort of playing on the Sundays.
I mean, everyone has a level of crazy.
Yes.
Women and men.
Yes, I agree. Okay.
You just find the level of crazy that you could cope with and coexist with. But yeah.
Okay.
I don't have any questions. I think that's...
Okay. Oh, how long does it take you before you can say, this is official? Like, is there a conversation that has to be had? Is there certain things that you do to show her that it's official? Does she ask you, is it official? And you're just like, let me think about it. Yeah, you know what? I like where things are going. It's been cool. It's official.
I think having a conversation is important, but I do also believe that if I'm talking to someone like I'm talking to them now, it's kind of understood, like, by the way I am, like I said, acts of service and quality time is my love language, or are my love languages. I don't have the time, the resources, the money, the ability, the capacity to be like how I am with more than one person. So, like, if we spend that time together and I'm doing that stuff and always thinking about what you need or how to help you or whatever, like, I don't have, nor do I want the capacity to be like that for more than one person. So I think it's pretty understood, like, and like I said, that I don't think that you should just rely on what you think is understood, because the conversation should happen. But I don't think there's a question like, this. Are we good? Like, no, I think you're gonna know if we're good.
Okay.
But it's definitely important to have a conversation.
Okay, here's a tough question. Have you ever cheated before?
No.
No? Never?
That was a good question.
Not even in your youth?
Mm-mm. I'm sorry. I feel like it just burst your bubble.
You gave me faith. You gave me hope, rather. Have you ever hollered at somebody? Like, you've seen this shorty that was walking on the block. He was like, yo, shorty's bad. Let me go back those numbers.
Back those numbers?
That number.
No.
Not even in your youth?
Never was my thing.
Never was your thing?
Nope.
I hear that, Pimp Daddy. Pimp Daddy came.
Pimp Daddy that wasn't back.
That's what pimps do. They make them come to you.
No. That is not what I said. That is not what I said. Nah, I'm not saying I was a pimp, but that's never my thing to run
Turn girls. So you never like Ayo Ma? Not like those words, so that definitely doesn't even suit your personality. Suit your personality.
Hotness.
Yeah, you didn't hear me I talk to you?
Yeah, your feet must be dumb tired. Running through my mind. No.
You're tired because you fell from heaven.
How does it feel? No.
So if you had to come up with a pickup line, what would be your flyest pickup line? Off the top.
Yo, you watch Power? I'm joking. I don't know.
But you have to have a comeback line right after that. You watch Power, why? Because you're giving me so much life or something like that.
No, but I don't even devote any brain cells to thinking about that because literally, I would never.
So
maybe I have too much pride. Maybe I have too much pride. Like, you ain't gonna be shutting me down. You ain't even know. Nah.
So, do you think that in this day and age, so that's what I wanted to ask about being approachable, because you just said that you don't want to be shut down.
No, but that's just me. That's maybe other people have success rates at that type of thing, or don't mind, or aren't phased.
Right.
Well, I know they aren't phased because you might see, like, if you just people watching, you'll see somebody try to talk to mad people, and their approach is more of casting the net wide, and they're gonna catch something.
Right.
So they don't care about the 100 no's that they get because they might get one yes.
These people, because I don't. Okay, they don't hit on me. Let me put it like that. Because it may be.
Maybe that's God protecting you. Do you want somebody that just?
No, I don't want that. But I also do want to be hollered at. Because like the other day I was talking to some. Shut up.
Oh God.
Don't. I understood 100% what you meant, and let me explain.
I don't think we have enough time on this podcast.
Okay.
For me to go say what you're saying. Tell me what you're saying.
I feel like I understood where she was coming from because when you think about the reverse, her husband, everybody's checking for her husband. Like everybody's seeking him out. They're looking for him. Girls are always throwing at themselves at him. She is a person, she definitely said it's about because of her insecurities. Mm-hmm. Like, if no one hollers at her and she feeds off of that attention to say that she's beautiful and nobody's doing it, her awareness of it is heightened. Although there may be people out there checking for her, but it's not a lot in comparison to her husband. And I think that's where she was coming from and people misunderstood. Everybody wants attention. Every single person on this earth wants attention. That's why we come out of our house looking fresh. We get our hair done, our nails done, our this done, our that.
But then, but here's the thing. On the flip side, when you say that, if you address someone about why they get their hair done and their nails done, they say it's because they want to look good for themselves. Most people are not going to admit that they want attention from other people.
Yeah, people won't do that. But if you ask them what about themselves outside of the stuff that they can fix, do they love about themselves? I guarantee they have nothing to say.
But that Aisha Curry thing is, it's just crazy. It sounds crazy.
I think people misunderstood where she was coming from. Because when she said it, like, I got it. Because when you walk in the street, you want people to acknowledge that you're pretty. Or for women, that you're pretty. For men, that like you look sharp. Like, you want people to acknowledge that. Mm-hmm. How they go about acknowledging it, that's a different story now. But that initial acknowledgement, I think, is where she was coming from. Like, nobody was looking for her. Because they've been together since she was, like, 16. She don't know what it's like to have people hit on her in her 20s. She doesn't know that because they've been together for so long.
Yeah, but also, she has a different reality that if she posts a picture of herself on Instagram, which is like everyone's ego stroking moment, she's getting millions of likes. So, I mean, I would argue that you want attention? Post a picture. I bet you're going to get likes. There's going to be heart eye emojis. There's going to be all that on her picture.
Right. I guess she just wants it, like...
And then on the flip side, then you're going to say to other people disrespectful. You know, see, she have a husband and 3 kids, and you trying to be rude and holler at her.
But nobody says it to women when they trying to holler at her husband.
I also don't know who's trying to holler at Brother Steph. I pray the Lord's strength. I pray the Lord's strength for the game tomorrow, Steph. I pray that you're well rested, your ankles are well secured, your feet are established in the Lord.
Good. I can't.
But Brother Steph, you know, because we related.
Right.
Brother Steph and I think...
Oh, can I just say one thing, that Alvin is literally related to everybody? I just want to put that out there, but go ahead.
That's it, Brother Steph. I don't think Brother Steph is not concerned with what these scallywags are out here doing.
Right.
He has his mind on the Lord, on Aisha Curry, their 3 children, and playing very good basketball. That's what he's focused on. You see how
men are? Men? Yo, y'all are the worst, but whatever. I'll let you have that.
He's not worried about that.
That to me is just mind-boggling. But yeah, I feel like for me as a person dating, to circle back, I feel like I don't get those attentions, because even when I used to go to the club, I would get the 1 or 2 hand pulling, touching my waist. Why are you touching me? And that'd be it for the night. And I'll have homegirls that don't look half as cute as me.
Really talking about them, no, I like you.
Shut up. And all the dudes are going after them and buying them drinks and doing all the kind of stuff. And I'm sitting there like, I'm over here in the cut, like one of the homies, like, what's going on? And even to this day, it's the same thing. Like, I can go out. Like, I went out the other day with a bunch of my homegirls, and all my homegirls was like, oh my gosh, Monica, you look so nice. You have makeup on, whatever. Nobody hollered at me the entire night. But all my homegirls, I'm talking about one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. And I even have another homegirl that she pretty much just comes out just to come out and never puts herself together. She's walking out with 3 numbers at least, minimum, no matter where we go.
I wouldn't let that phase you personally.
I don't, but you know, as a woman, I do want to get married, and if nobody's trying to look for me, don't look like marriage is around the corner anytime soon.
I mean, I hear and I understand your position, but, and like I said to you before, maybe what is just God's protective hand keeping you from drama that you don't necessarily need? Because I'm not saying there won't be a good Christian man out there fetching them his life away.
But see, that's another thing. I won't date somebody I meet at a fete. Like, I've tried it.
So what you want to get hollered at for?
But I've done it too many times, and it's always been...
So you know it's a waste of your time.
Yeah.
So no matter how much they want to walk up their waist, like, you ain't trying to waste your time. So like, why does it even matter if they're not honored? Because that's not what you want.
I still would like the attention.
No, attention's good attention.
You're right.
So
you're right. I can't argue with that, but it would be nice every now and then to not say, "Oh my God, you look 16. Are you old enough to be in here?" Like, that's also my trouble. But yeah,
it's a blessing and a curse.
It is. I'm gonna be 80 years old.
Black on crack.
Yo, easy. Easy. But yeah, that was a good conversation. It was really cool. Time flies when you're having fun.
Hopefully I don't get booed off your podcast.
Boo. No, they'll definitely let me know in the comments if they're not flexing with you.
Oh, man.
I'll definitely...
If you don't flex with me, I don't flex with you either. I don't need no new friends. I'm joking.
No new friends.
No new friends.
I definitely have people call me and be like, "Yo, Monica, that person that you had on, we don't want them back." I'm oh wow. Okay. Thank you for that. Please leave a comment on the website. Don't call my personal line. Thank you.
It's cool though. Thanks for having me.
You're so welcome. Thank you for accommodating my time and being able to do this with me. It was such a pleasure. I might have you back on. The next time I actually want to do a large group, and the conversation will be, can a man or a woman, because we live in that day and age, love more than one person at a time, in the sense of dating. And so that one's gonna be deep.
Tricky.
And that one's gonna be a huge forum, by the way. I want to do it like at my house, order food and stuff.
You gotta do it early so you get part of it.
I will. I'll definitely do it earlier. So there could be parking. Or I might just do it on a weekend, like early in the afternoon or something.
Can a man or woman love two people?
Yeah.
Romantically?
Yes. Because there's people out there dating more than one person.
I think you can date more than one person. You can't be committed to one person.
No, committed to one person. I love you.
How can you be that defeats the whole purpose of commitment? Commitment is like to one.
So that's a whole nother conversation. But yes, yeah. So that's my thought process and plan. What else? I think that's it. This has been great. I love you for listening. Stay tuned. I will definitely be having more guests, more conversations. Hopefully, if Alvin has time, I'll bring him back on and we can get even more into the nitty gritty now that you know him and know his dating life and his dating experience. Oh, before we go, what's your worst dating experience?
My worst dating experience? Yeah, I don't know. Worst dating.
Alvin's not shady like the rest of my friends. I'm just saying.
My worst dating? This is hard. I don't know. It might delay the podcast. I don't even know. I don't know if I have the worst.
What's the worst thing you ever done in a date while dating someone?
The worst thing I've ever done?
So here's my favorite example. There's one that I was talking to this guy back in college, and he pissed me off. We were walking in the hall, and he's like, "But Monica, I love you." And I'm fuming, and I just turn around and say, "Well, that's good because I never loved you." Mind you, I knew that would hurt him to the bottom of his pits.
I mean, the worst thing that I used to do, this is really stupid thinking about talking about it now,
right.
But I used to be quick to hang up the phone. And then, I would hang up so quick that I forgot. I was like, "Ooh, I have one more point." And I would call back and give my last point and then hang up again. It was really disrespectful because I would hate somebody to hang up the phone on me. But I would do it just because I know it's annoying. Hang up.
I hate
it's really. I think that's the worst thing I did.
That's funny, by the way. Now, in hindsight,
it's funny.
But being the person who gets
the people I hung up on, they probably still don't think it's funny. But
really,
I mean,
I would crack up.
It hit different when you were on the other side of the phone line. And also before iPhones and before.
Oh yeah.
I used to have that Nextel joint. When you slap that joint, you hang up and then hit the little button, ding, to open back again, hit send again, call you back, and slap it together again.
That's funny.
It hit different when you're on the other side of the line.
Oh man, I can only imagine. But that is all to wrap it up. Thank you so much, Alvin, for being with us today.
Do you do a benediction at that? I'm joking.
We should. Please raise your hand and receive the benediction.
The Lord bless you and keep you. His face to shine upon you. Gracious. The Lord give you his peace.
I might have to start doing that now. Please, everyone, be prepared for the benediction. I'm going to have to do that. Thanks, Alvin. I like that idea.
No problem. Patent pending.
Patent pending. Coming soon. So as always, it's been your girl, Monica. Here with my special guest, Alvin, and it's Balance and Sanity. Thank you for listening.